All right, hopefully we can get Michael back on. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Um, Try to get him looped back in here. If you have any questions, guys, post them here. Like I said, he's an expert on diet and workout plans. He's a very knowledgeable person. So if you have any questions, I can ask him. Please post here. Be happy to get him to answer those. Hopefully, he's not having too much problems to get back on. I know he's all the way in Ireland, so it's a long way away to get this this live feed going. Guys, how are you guys doing today? Everyone good? Enjoying the day? It looks like he's having trouble. I don't see him coming through. Yeah, so the whole point of that was wanting to talk about just different things that we struggle with as entrepreneurs. Some people don't have that struggle; they have other struggles in life. For me, it's always been the food addiction. It's something that's always been hard for me to kick. I always, I said it before, I eat when I'm happy, eat when I'm sad. It was like a comfort thing for me. And then you get busy sometimes. You get busy and, it's easy to just eat what's quick and easy, and the thought of having a food prep and do all that was like, that's not something I'm even considering. And doing a food prep was so foreign to me. Here he is. All right, let's try it again.
Hello, people. So where were we at? I can't remember.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just we were just kind of breaking down, the process of people that make the decision to finally commit and do the things that they been struggling with.
That's true. And as I said, what I've seen is the majority of people are like you. They get to an older age in life, they become successful, and then they basically decide to get their health in check. I think that's more because most Americans, haven't you got like the highest obesity rate in like somewhere in the world? It's crazy, America's obesity rate. But what I noticed when I went to America, Matt, your portion sizes crazy, man. Like, wow. Like, never seen anything like it.
I like your YouTube videos when you come to do your competition and then just dialed in, like body fat percentage is so low, and then after the competition, like I've watched those videos where you go and like, just crush food. It's hilarious.
I never forget. I went to IHOP and they were like, "Would you like some more?" In this country, it's kind of foreign. Like the waiter wouldn't like you'd order your dish. In America, they're like, "Would sir like some more?" I was like, "Oh my god, I've dieted for so long." That was like a blessing in disguise. That's what I've noticed there with Americans. And as I said, portion sizes, man, are just ridiculous. Like there's no like, as you know, portion sizes where people gain weight. It's just crazy. Did someone ask a question there? Best piece of advice to someone struggling to lose weight? Best piece of advice to someone that's struggling to lose weight. Obviously, Matt will say this: you've got to weigh your food. If you don't know what's going in, you don't know what's going out. All it is boils down to is calories are energy expenditure. So basically, food is a source of energy. If you're taking in more energy that your body is burning off, well, then you're going to gain weight. But it's vice versa. What you want to do is be in a deficit, so then your body is forced to use stored fat as a source of energy. Now, that is a very strenuous strategic process for the body because we were put on this earth to repopulate. Humanity as itself, we were just basically, our natural instinct is fight to survive another day and reproduce, have babies. I'm not sure if a lot of people knew that. So basically, by us going through all this diet and training, building muscle, that's a second nature for the human body. It doesn't like it because it thinks, why should I use this excess food to add new muscle tissue, which means I'm going to need more calories to sustain this current level of lifestyle, this current living. It's like if you don't work out, your body is not going to feed muscle. Muscle is going to be the first thing to jump ship. Muscle doesn't turn to fat, which some people think that happens. No, no, your body will actually use muscle as a source of energy. If you
Mm.
don't put a stimulus on a muscle over a set period of time, your body will get rid of it. You ever watched pirate movies? If there's any dead weight on the ship and no one's pulling their weight, they throw it overboard.
Overboard,
That's
yeah.
yeah, that's the way the human body works. So again, it's very easy for us to get fat because what we've noticed over the last couple of years, due to social media, it absorbs us. We're sitting on our phone, we're scrolling, we're not active. As I've got Matt doing a minimum of 10,000 steps a day. If anyone takes anything away from this video, what they need to understand, the two main drivers in fat loss is NEAT activity and diet. Not how much work you do in the gym. Not about you're doing your hours of cardio, you're doing all your weight training or not. Get the fundamentals intact first. Diet, how many calories you taking in, and are you doing 10,000 steps a day? As human beings, we're not meant to be sedentary, right? We're not meant to be sedentary. We should, even if Matt wasn't trying to lose weight, I've said to him, just for general health, he should be walking 10,000 steps a day. Now, what that's called is NEAT activity, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that means walk to the shops instead of driving, take the elevator instead of the stairs. We move as human beings. This is all burning calories. We blink, we talk, we flick our fingers. That burns calories. Once you have that in check, then you get your gym in check and you start adding in extra aces up your sleeve to start actually getting fat loss strategically done. Because I'm not sure if you noticed, there was a study done on two twins. They were both the same body mass, both the same height, obviously identical age. One was losing 2.5 pounds more. Why? One worked as a bin man, one worked as a graphic designer. One was sitting at a desk for 12 hours a day. One was racking up 20,000 steps plus a day. Now, for fat loss, I wouldn't like only if it's fat loss, I'd advise racking up that many steps a day because that's a lot. People only usually rack that up on holiday when they're sightseeing. But generally speaking, just as I said, for general health and making sure you don't get arthritis later in life or any joint issues, 10,000 steps a day as human beings, no matter who you are, even if your goal isn't fat loss, you should be doing. So from today, you're hearing this video, monitor your steps. You don't need a Fitbit or a fancy watch that costs a lot of money. Just your phone. Your phone tracks your steps.
Yeah.
So that is what I want to get across to everyone is track your steps. Are you active on a day-to-day basis? Because why people stop losing weight or they hit a plateau, your body goes into fight or fly mode and it will subconsciously down-regulate your metabolism as you start losing weight. Why that? Because you need fat to survive. You don't need muscle. So when you're dieting, your body thinks you're on a desert island. You're starving it. It's like, what's he doing to me? He's starving me. He's forcing me to use this stored fat as a source of energy. When back in the day, the more fat you had, it used to be known as that you're going to live longer. But now we found out obesity, heart problems, all that. It's really bad. But ideally, if you're really, really fat and you're stuck on a desert island, who's going to survive longer? The fat person is, because he's got more fat to use up. So every time we try to lose weight, our body doesn't like it. Not at all. It hates it. And we have to basically select a certain pathway for it to go down by selecting certain foods, a caloric deficit, exercising, to make sure that once we strategically go down that avenue, number one, we don't lose muscle mass. That comes down to getting a good coach, because anyone can lose weight. But if you go to a bag of bones, you don't have any muscle, you're going to look like a marathon runner, which isn't really a healthy look. So as I said, it's just all about strategically monitoring your steps, getting to the gym, adding in cardio when you need it, weight training, because obviously the more muscle mass you have, the more calories your body utilizes on a daily basis, and then combining that with a structured strategic diet set out for your own personal goals. Just because Matt is eating X, Y, and Z doesn't mean you're going to get the same results eating the same calories as him.
Right. And one thing that I was unaware of was, I was, running myself into the ground in my workouts. And then, I was like extremely malnourished.
Yeah.
I thought I was eating, and I was eating like nothing really, thinking that was the smart way to do. But what it really does is it forces your body to hold on, right, to the weight.
It forces your body to hold on. Your body will adapt. It'll be like, whoa, he's eating 800, 1,000 calories a day. It will lose weight quick for the first 2-3 weeks, but then fight or fly mode kicks in. Your body adapts and it downregulates your metabolism to halt that fat loss. And then you've got nowhere to go because Matt's body's already adapted to eating air, basically. So it won't lose fat. So you've only got a choice of increasing the cardio, but you've got to think. Matt's got no energy. He's going to feel like a sack of shit. His vital organs are going to stop functioning properly. His dick is going to stop working. Guys, commonly that happens to a lot of my clients. They come to me and like, Mike, I can't get an erection. Why? They're over dieting. That is the common thing. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing you can do. If you're going for stage and you're going down to 4 or 5% body fat, that's expected. Your dick isn't going to work, guys, because as I said, your body's got to think, it's fighting on for every last ounce of energy. Why would it think, let's get my leg off? Why? Because back to our point number one, humanity, the reproductive system. Like most females, when they diet for stage, their hormonal cycle stops. Because again, why would the body try and reproduce life when it can't sustain your own weight? So
Wow.
it works. It works in combat. You know, if your body can't get the right amount of nutrition to survive for itself, it's not going to think of bringing new life into this world.
Wow, that's an interesting point. I never even thought about it that way. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like there's so much information out there. Like a guy can just get lost in all of the advice. You know what I mean? And it can get overwhelming and confusing. And so it's so important for you to find the person that gives you the right advice. Because if you're trying to do this and you're not getting the results you want, it could just be a matter of some small incremental tweaks.
Not even that, man. All these bullshit scams, people feed off of it. I don't mind. They sell these juice diets, they sell these detox shit, they sell this. It's all BS, right? But why I'm not against it is because it makes some obese people believe they think that's the only way when it's not. It's about eating healthy, nutritious food. So if it makes them believe that and it is a scam, I'm all for it because it's going to save them from dying at an early age. But you know as well as me, shake diets, the reason you lose quick weight is because you're shitting through the eye of a needle. You're putting liquid in your body. There's no solid food. So it's common sense. And then again, you see people going cutting their carbs. Well, of course you're going to drop weight. It's water weight. Every gram of carb holds 3 grams of water. So you're going to get quick fat loss in 3 or 4 weeks. But then you halt, you stop, you've got nowhere to go. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You're not looking when clients going to be, oh, I lost 10 pounds in a week. I'm like, that wasn't fat. That wasn't fat. You did not lose 10 pounds of fat in 1 week. If we could do that, we'd be all ripped in one time. So the misconception of what they think is possible isn't really, when really you got to bite the bullet and think, right, if it took me 3-4 years to get this fat, I'm not going to fix that in a couple of weeks. You're not. Right. Sorry to feed you bad news. You're not. Matt's in it for the long run. We're doing 16 weeks. 16 to 18 weeks is what I do, the longest extent of dieting, before we do a metabolic rebuild, before you would upregulate their hormones. Again, same principles. Even though we're not crash dieting with Matt, his metabolism is going to downregulate. His thyroid is going to downregulate to stop him losing weight. So there's a point in time you can only do it in strategic set periods before you're going to have to upregulate, boost their metabolism, and get them to actually eat more food, do less cardio, to focus on combating inflammation, make sure their sleep is optimal, making sure their recovery is optimal, and then you rebuild their metabolism without them gaining any weight, and then you're back to square one. Matt's eating 3,000 calories is what I'm aiming to do from week 16 to 21. I'll get Matt back up to around 2,800, 3,000 calories. Then we're going to maintain that for a while. He'll be doing minimal cardio. We'll probably go down to 1 cardio session a week, and he won't gain any weight. Wow. And that is a structured reverse diet. And then you've rebuilt his metabolism. You've got him eating double the food, and then you're in a brilliant place to start dieting down again.
Yeah, that's high level stuff. Like you're manipulating hormones, right?
Correct. Yes, yeah, man. Because you can't keep digging in a hole, without having a break. It's just you're gonna get so burnt out that you're gonna go nowhere. You just got nowhere to go, like.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like there's a lot to learn.
Personally, man, I'd say we only went into our digging stage last week. Was it, or the week before? Last week.
Yeah, we haven't even got too deep into that phase.
I'm saying, so this is where you're really going to feel it now the next 5-6 weeks. And as I said, we're pushing it now. So when we push it over the next 5-6 weeks, then we need a break, a diet break. We need to upregulate your hormones because they're going to start down-regulating now. They're going to do everything in their power to store fat. And we have to keep pushing it, but there's to a point where you can't push anymore, Matt. You have to reverse out of it.
Yeah, I mean, who would know? Who would know this if they weren't coached, right? If they weren't given.
And then what happens, Matt, if they don't reverse, people end up binge eating and they can't understand why they're getting all these cravings. Because as you get leaner, your hunger hormone ghrelin is going to become more relevant. And they keep digging and digging and digging. And then what they do, they cheat on their diet. And the most sensitive a person is going to be at gaining weight is going to be after a diet. So I say to my clients, it's called the rebound phase. The most important time when they work with me is the 4 to 6 weeks they stop dieting. Because if you start eating back normally how you were, and you don't reverse diet, you will not only gain back the weight we've lost, you'll gain back more within 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow.
My first time, personally, I put my hands up, I went to stage back in 2013. I rebounded 21 pounds in 19 days, and now it mentally effed me up. It messed with my head massively. You can't fix it because you have to understand, I was dieting down to, I think, 1,600 calories. I was doing cardio 7 days a week for my first ever competition. And then I went back to only doing 2 cardio sessions a week and started eating my calories a lot higher. Never knowing that if I didn't strategically start tapering down the cardio week by week and increasing my food slowly, you're going from an output of you're burning 2,000, 3,000 calories a day, only eating 1,600, to now I'm not burning as many calories and I'm eating way more. Your body's going to suck it in. Why is it going to suck it in? Because you've been dieting for 16 to 18 weeks and it thinks, uh-oh, I know what Matt's going to do. He's going to starve me again. So all this extra food, I'm going to be clever, survival mechanism. I'm going to really store this as fat. So I'm going to gain back all the weight he lost and more because he's going to starve me again. And then when that happens, you just want to cry, Matt, because you can't fix it. You've got to wait for 3 months till your hormones regulate before you can start dieting down again, because you gain back all the weight. Your body's used to eating 1,600 calories. All you can do is go down to 1,400 calories. You'll be dead because you can't move. You've already been doing an hour of cardio a day. You've got nowhere to go. You've fucked it, basically. So you've got to wait 3 months. And that's what messes with most people's heads.
I would never, I had no idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's the worst experience ever, Matt. Like that will bring you to depression.
Your body's is smart.
Yeah.
You can't fool it. You've got to train it literally. You know what I mean?
You got to tease it out, tease your metabolism to start working again at a higher frequency, and then only once it's recovered can you start dieting again. But why is that the hardest point where everyone fails, Matt? Is because they're in a different mindset. They're like, I've been dieting for 16, 18 weeks. Now my coach is telling me to reverse out of it, that our main goal isn't fat loss, it's recovery. And then that voice in the back of their head isn't there anymore, and the fridge is calling. They're like, but I'm not losing weight, I'm just trying to maintain. And then they start picking at little things. And that is the worst time you could pick at little things, because your body is so sensitive to storing fat.
Wow. That's insane.
So yeah, that's where the long run is that you just have to rebuild someone's metabolism every 16 to 18 weeks. Some people wouldn't be as blessed. It would only be less weeks, where basically you only get away with 12 weeks dieting. Women generally wouldn't lose as much weight as men. Any women watching this, just so you know, never use the scales as a variable to monitor progression like men. Due to your hormonal imbalances, a woman should only use a weighing scales week 1 in adjacent to the following month. So every 4 weeks, if a woman's going to use the scales as a variable to monitor progression, due to your hormone imbalances, you should only use it every 4 weeks. So if you weigh yourself the 1st of January, you should only use the scales to weigh yourself the 1st of February if you're going to use that as a variable to monitor, am I losing weight?
And the scale is not even a good indicator in general for people, right?
No, especially people like you who are doing a body recomp, Matt, because we know you had a significant amount of muscle mass before, and there's other reasons. But I'm saying, yeah, if you're recomping someone's body, unless someone where you could use the scales as a variable to monitor is if someone's been sedentary their whole life, they've been in the hospital bed, and they're just literally morbidly obese. Well, then you could use the scales. But someone who's been fit, athletic, I call it, like you've always been training. You can recomp someone's body because you've always been training. You just never had the diet in place. Yeah,
absolutely. Do you think there's people that are just genetic freaks that could just avoid all this?
Yes. I've got loads of African American clients, and I've never seen anything like it, Matt. Like, I'm not saying people that are black have better genetics, but like I kind of would say it's like some clients I have that African American, what they can achieve in such a short period of time, mainly more in building muscle. I mean, I've got kids I'm working with, 18, 19, they make me look like a skinny stick, and they can just build muscle like crazy, Matt. Crazy, like unbelievable. Like, you probably know who Ronnie Coleman is. Ronnie Coleman, no one's going to ever get to his size. He's like a freak. Like, it's just incredible. The nearest one who's come near to him probably, who's Caucasian, would be Jay Cutler. But other than that, you can't match them guys. So, like, the way they build muscle is just incredible. Like, incredible.
That's just genetically different.
It's just genetics, man. You can't fuck with that. Like, you can't mess it. Like, it doesn't matter. You can say, oh, he's dedicated, he puts in the time and effort. No, you can't mess with that. You can be trained the same as them, training harder, and they just have this tendency to build muscle for fun. And obviously, the more muscle they have, the more calories they get to utilize on a daily basis. So theoretically, the easier they get to lose weight as well. So generally speaking, when we got into the industry, there was 3 body types: an ectomorph, a mesomorph, and an endomorph. Ectomorph is the skinny guy we all know who finds it really hard to build muscle. They stay relatively lean, shredded all year round. They have to eat like a machine. Then you've got the mesomorph, is ideally the prep prime candidate. He can build muscle easy and strip fat. Then there's people like me and you, Matt. We're the endomorph. We're the fatties. We can get really strong. We can build muscle really quick. But if we take the pistachio on our diet, take the piss, we're going to pile on fat. So people like me and you, if me and you slip up, we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot massively more so than the ectomorph or the mesomorph.
Yeah.
But arguably, we can get stronger very, very quick compared to the ectomorph.
Sucks.
That's it. Yeah, just basically because food is around us.
Yeah, we're dealing with the cards we're dealt, right? So we'd have to. That's the whole point of this. Like, again, it's just a part of the process of maturing and understanding, everything about your body, right? We only have one body, so
correct.
It took me 40 years to really start educating myself on which is kind of ass backwards, right?
Yeah.
Noah said that sounds like me, an endomorph. Yeah. I mean, I would recommend anybody, as early as possible to start learning about, their own metabolism, their own hormones, and how to regulate that, and how it works for you or against you if you're not properly, doing what you need individually or specifically for what you're doing.
Correct. Ideally speaking, ectomorphs will respond really well to carbohydrates. They need a very, very high carbohydrate diet. Endomorphs like me and you, our insulin sensitivity isn't that great, predominantly because we're quite fat, we're quite overweight. So nutrient partitioning becomes skewed. And I think I've told you this example before, Matt. Say you break down the motorway. You say, Mike, I've run out of gas. Come get me on the motorway. I come with a gas tank. I put it on the back seat of your car. Theoretically, Matt, the gas is in your car. But you know as well as me, because the gas ain't in the gas tank, we ain't going to move. Like, we ain't going to go. So that's all about nutrient partitioning. The higher one's body fat percentage is, the more skewed they are to actually get the nutrients to the right place. So in layman's terms, people that are shredded, they can get away with eating cheeseburgers or McDonald's or KFC more so than us. Say if our body fat percentage was a bit high, we're more likely going to store that as fat. Now, that also boils down to, you saw me, as you said, I got off stage, I had a big binge, all that. None of that was gained as fat because my body was so depleted for so many weeks of dieting that it was just a sponge.
Yeah.
But if my body fat percentage was higher and I'd done that, Matt, oh, you better believe it, baby. That was going straight to my ass, straight to my stomach. I'd have gained weight. So it's not all doom and gloom. Like Anthony Lolly after his show, he went on a 2-day binge, ate whatever he's wanted, ice cream, whatever, and I didn't gain any weight. Then a week later, we started reverse dieting and he actually started dropping weight. It was crazy.
It's so crazy with the human body, how it works. And then once you start getting it, you start understanding it, and you can then start manipulating it, right?
But Matt, I believe that's a true fact. If you understand what you're doing for what reasons, I think it's a lot easier to adhere to.
Yeah.
That's a true, honest rule, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge. Like, people just don't have the right information.
And that is the feedback clients give me why I'm such a successful coach and I've got a portfolio of results. Because I explain to them why we're doing X, Y, and Z. There's loads of coaches out there, Matt, who have way more clients than me, but they don't get to one-to-one development like I do with you, or spend that time with voice notes or information. It's because they say, great week, change this.
Yeah.
Not why are we doing this or what's happened this week or the way I look. They just say X, Y, and Z. And there's some people out there, Matt, who get great results like that. They don't want people, they don't want people, mollycoddling them or holding their hand. But I thought, if I'm being coached, I want someone to tell me why we're doing this, why am I feeling like this, what's happening, what our future plan is. But other coaches are like, right, you want to lose weight, change this, do that. Next week, check in. Great week, man. Change this, change this. That's it. It's very just one-word emails.
No, you're very...
I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that coaching. I just don't like it. That's very robotic.
Yeah, you're very thorough. You explain, you tell us where we're going, why, how we're going to do it, what the plan is. So that's like super important because, people want to know what the destination's all about, and not just the goal, but here's how we're getting there and why. And so that's why I think you're successful so tell everybody, there'll be a replay of this and this will be on, but how do people get a hold of you if they want to reach out?
If anyone wants to get a hold of me, you can go to Instagram, just Mike_FatboySlim, or just drop me an email at MikeSullyFitness@gmail.com. So it's Mike, M-I-K-E, Sully, S-U-L-L-Y, Fitness, F-I-T-N-E-S-S, @gmail.com, or go to Instagram, as I said, Mike_FatboySlim, and just drop me a DM. And then, as I said, reach out. We can talk. We can open a call. We can talk about your one-to-one goals, what you want to do. The funny thing is, when Matt signed up, I was in Cali. It was crazy. It was just like the law of attraction. It was weird. I was actually in California when Matt reached out to me. I was like, where are you from? He's like, California. I was like, this guy's playing with me. I was like, I'm in California.
Yeah, that's what's amazing is, it's cool to connect with someone that, I would never have that opportunity to, and I'm just getting a great education.
And what is even scarier, that same day I had another client sign up who was from California, and he was Armenian as well. And I was like, this is like a hidden TV show, talk show. 2 Armenian people from Cali sign up.
We're predisposed. Armenians are like naturally fat, right? Because of just our genetics. I don't know too many Armenians that are...
Matt, you're one of the biggest Armenians I've seen, in terms of muscle mass, like without a shadow of a doubt. Because I've been to Armenia. I know you haven't. Something I couldn't believe.
Yeah, we're not very big.
And no, really small, Matt. I look like a monster compared to everyone.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I lucked out in that sense. But I hold all my fat, as like right around my midsection and my love handles. And so I could get my leg, in pretty good shape, or I don't hold, like tons of like other areas. It's more normal, but like here, which is where everybody wants to like look the best. That's my challenge is, trying to get, that in order, but we're getting there. We're working towards it. I've made more.
We will get there. We will get there, man. It's just your mentality. Yeah. If you have the mentality, you want it, and you will get there. We're gonna have to rebuild all that. But if you keep that goal just there at the forefront of your mind, every decision you make about your day-to-day life is going to be pushing towards that goal, and you will get there. But you have to understand that people, as I said, the society we live in, that they want everything click of a button. If it took you that many years to get fat, you're not gonna have six-pack abs in the same amount of time, like.
That's the truth. That's the truth. And unfortunately, you can get fat real fast, which is, it seems
real fat. Yeah,
it sucks, right? Because
that's bad, bro. Because we love food, Matt. Man, I love having a binge. I love. You see me after my shows and my YouTube. I love indulging big, man. Ice cream, chocolate, pancakes, you name it. I feel good. I feel like shit. The shit afterwards. Like that day after the show, man, I felt my stomach. I thought someone had cut it with a knife because it shrunk so much through dieting. I was like, what did I do? I didn't feel great. But the funny thing is, Matt, would I do it again? I'd do it again every bloody time.
I have to tell you though, like for anybody that's wondering. I don't like feel like the plans that you put me on. I don't feel like I'm miserable at all. Like I feel full. I'm enjoying the foods. I get to mix in things like cereal. I get to mix in peanut butter
and ginger.
Yeah, like I don't feel like
don't be telling our secrets.
Yeah, okay. yeah. He's got secrets, man. I'm telling you, like stuff. I'm like, wow, really? But the results have started to come for me, and I'm seeing my body change, which is amazing, and I'm excited for that. And so,
when this lockdown is over, Matt, when are we going to get a training session in? That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, we got to do that.
When is Donald Trump going to allow me in the country?
Well, for us here locally, it sounds like Tuesday they're going to start lifting the ban, but that's just county specific. On California, I don't know. I mean, with all the weirdos that run the state, it could be longer than most people want. But we got to connect one way or the other. So
definitely.
But I want to say thank you for taking the time and
thank you, Matt. It was a pleasure.
Here. Again, reach out to me if you don't see how to get a hold of Mike, or
if anyone wants to sign up, reach out to Matt. Hit me on Instagram. Just up Matt a DM. He'll put you in the right direction. Guys, I appreciate it. It was a wonderful speaking to you all. I hope I enlighten most people about what they're doing wrong or what they can do to help themselves. And as I said, you know what? Just focus on you doing you, because you do you better than anyone else. And that's what I say to all my clients. And what I mean by that, if you're not happy, only you can make a change. And that is the God's honest truth. Don't be blaming other people, guys. We got fat by our own accord, not someone else,
Yep.
So anyway, guys, I love you and leave you. Matt, have a great day. And I will talk to you when you check in Saturday.
Tomorrow.
All right, Matt. See you later.
Appreciate it.
Love you and leave you. Bye-bye.